Hey guys, it's Amara from Giant Stride Media, a growth marketing agency that specializes in scaling natural and sustainable brands. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about how we can improve your sales and maybe even double it by making a few tweaks to your store, right? A lot of focus is being put on how you can drive more traffic, how you can optimize your ads. But what if I told you that you can actually increase your sales and maybe double it without spending an extra dime on ads? Well, I know that sounds crazy, but in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I helped a client selling nutritional supplement products to optimize their cart and checkout experience in order to reduce abandoned carts by 10%. And this had a significant impact on their revenue. So let's jump in, shall we? What's going on, guys? If you're in the ecom space, you've probably come across the term abandoned cart rate. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to reduce it. And we're going to start off with what it is, because it's so important to reduce this, because reducing this could actually increase your sales by 5, 10, it could even double your sales, which I know sounds crazy, but we're going to be digging into exactly how to do that. So what is abandoned cart rate? Abandoned cart rate is simply the percentage of people who add things to your cart but don't buy. So they've gone through your store, they've added stuff to cart, but they haven't converted. And why is it important to reduce this? Well, we just talked about the fact that if you can get more people to convert after adding to cart, that's simply going to increase your sales. So let's go through a simple example just to walk through how this could lead to more sales. And if you're already aware of this, you just want to see exactly how to improve your abandoned cart rates, you could skip to further down the video where I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that. But I just want to show a quick example of what numbers look like when you make some improvements to your abandoned cart. So let's say your ecom store, you're selling protein bars, you're selling each of them for $20 and you sell 1,000 of those, so $20,000 in revenue. Now, assuming you've got an abandoned cart rate of 90%, so just for your information, abandoned cart rate, what they would say is the average ecom abandoned cart rate is about 70%. If you're doing better than that, then that's good, but you should expect it to be about 70% on average. So assuming your abandoned cart rate is about 90%, it means that 10,000 people are adding stuff to cart, right? So if 1,000 people are buying, 1,000 people buy your protein bars, then obviously 10,000 people added it to cart. So 90,000 of those, so 9,000 of those customers actually abandoned their products in cart. So now let's say we tweaked our cart or our checkout process, and by tweaking it, we made a 1% improvement in abandoned carts, which means that based on that 1% improvement, we're going to get 100 more bars sold. So that's an additional £2,000 or $2,000 rather in sales. That's really good. So let's say we made a 5% improvement. That's an additional $10,000 in sales. Now, if we made an improvement of 10%, we're basically doubling our sales. So remember, we sold 20 grand. We did 20 grand in sales with an abandoned cart rate of 90. Now, if we reduce the abandoned cart rate to 80%, so reduce it by 10%, we'll simply be doubling our revenue. So you can see that we're able to improve our performance by not even spending more on ads, just by tweaking stuff on the side, right? So here's exactly how I did it for a client and how you can potentially make such changes to your store so that you can improve it. So for a pet store that I worked with, we made a couple of changes, and I'm going to show you exactly what those changes look like. So the first one was including more information about the product on the cart. So over here, you can see what it looked like. So over here, you can see that they had an image and just basically the product name, but nothing about the product. So no USP, no unique selling proposition. There was literally nothing that tells you about the product over here. So I think just reminding customers, for example, this is what it looked like when we improved it. So we added the product, a better picture of the product, added a USP, and all, basically you can see all the veterinarian approved, non-GMO, made in the US. These are things that remind the customer of why they want to purchase it, right? And it just increases a bit of trust. The trust factor goes up when you include the USPs on the site. So that's one thing that you certainly want to include. So the first one is including more information about the key benefits and features of the product, which we did. So that was what it looked like before, and this is what it looked like now. So you can certainly do this on WooCommerce. The reason I like WooCommerce compared to Shopify certainly has its benefits. But I like WooCommerce because it's super customizable. So you can actually customize the cart. So that's the first one. The second one really is about providing more clarity about the price. And if you're offering any guarantees, you want to provide more clarity around this. And also, if it's a subscription products that you're selling, then you certainly want to provide more clarity as to when they're going to be renewing the subscription. So this is what it looked like before. Over here, you can see that it was quite vague as to, what the price was, when they're going to be renewing the subscription. And actually, there was no guarantee offered here. And this is what we did over here. So what we did was we included the guarantee, cancel any time, because it's a subscription product. We talked about the guarantee and just made things a lot more clear. So you can see here, you see what the price is, you can see exactly what the discount is. So we just improved, the clarity around the pricing. And then the third one was reducing the distance between the top of the page and the shipping section. And I'm just going to show you exactly what I mean here. So over here, you had the top of the page and then the shipping sections all the way down here. So we just want to reduce the bit where people have to scroll, because the more action people would have to take doing checkout, the more likely they are to bounce, right? So we just wanted to compress the page as much as possible. And over here, you can see that the page is more compressed. Actually, you can see the shipping fields, without having to scroll. So the shipping fields are visible top of fold, which is what you definitely want. Over here, the shipping fields aren't visible top of fold. So you want to increase or reduce the distance between the top of the section or top of the page and the shipping section, which we've done. And last but not least is making sure that you simplify the shipping section by only including the minimum, what I'm calling the minimum viable fields. So these are the fields that you really require for billing and shipping. Sometimes you have stores that have, so many fields there where people have to fill in, and they don't actually really need those fields to fulfill the products or to bill them. So you only want to include the fields that are just absolutely necessary, because the more people have to do during checkout, the more likely they are to bounce, right? Just really simplify things and dumb it down for them so they can check out and you end up with more conversion. So these are the 4 things I would recommend if you find that your abandoned carts are quite high. So as I mentioned, 70% is about average. So if your abandoned carts are about 90, then I would suggest you test these things out, just providing a bit more information about a product on the cart. So the key benefits and features, looking at provide a bit more clarity if you haven't around the shipping, the pricing and the guarantees. Also making the page a bit more compressed so that they can see more top of fold. And finally, only including the minimum viable fields required for billing and shipping, so that you can improve your abandoned cart rates. And actually, just to provide a bit of background, so for this improvement, we got a 10% improvement in abandoned carts. So yeah, it's certainly possible. So I hope you benefited from this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this on how to improve the performance of your ecom store or even stuff related to Facebook ads, do consider subscribing. And until next time, take care.